electrifying final. A crowd of just over 40,000. Away we go.
Hughes has got the job on Rice across half forward. Champion picking up Kernahan. Chapman with Pearce. Silvani's going with White. And Sexton picking up Merritt.
Let's try again then. Clark and Madden. Clark knocks it down. McAdam taken strongly. Knocked goalward by Scott. McRae's in there. Fletcher knocks it forward. McKay intercepted by Bartlett, who snaps back towards full forward. It's a floater. In fact, there's a whistle, and it will be a Carlton free kick up from the back pocket. Andrew McKay.
Dean's got the job on Bartlett. And Chris Scott on Koutafidis.
Peter Dean, left half back. The short one is on. Ratton low down, hard against the line. Again short, this is Brown.
Yeah, Brown looks in towards Madden over his head. The ball falls to Hughes. Hughes with a standing start, unloads a floaty punt back into the centre of the ground. Beautifully read by Merritt. Kicks it towards White in front of Silvani. Taps it out towards Hart. Brilliant stuff from Stephen Silvani. Kicks the ball wide. Out on the wing, it's a race. McLean will get there first. Terrific shepherding off the ball by Hart. Gets Clappe out of their business. Goes back inside. Getting underneath it. Big punch from behind by Dean. And the ball falls under players.
That's interesting the way they went in then, Malcolm. Two Brisbane Bears players. They knock one another off the ball. It just goes an indication they've only got eyes for the ball, the Bears. There's Fletcher getting up, holding his head. Watch this. Two Bears go for it. That's an indication, not a lack of talking, it's a lack of real desire for it.
Madden down to Koutafidis, surrounded as you can see, going nowhere. Fletcher moved at about 5 metres. Christo, well played to the advantage of Bradley. Forward of half-back, draws a man. Now Fraser Brown runs onto the loose ball on the wing, goes down towards the 50. Pearce, hard against the line. 2 games, 1 goal for the Brisbane Bears, but a key against them this afternoon. Straight into the man on the mark. Chapman, waste no time, didn't look. Untidy kick. Silvani needs to keep it in. He does. Men on in the middle. Spots them. In short, nicely done. Ratton has it. Plays on immediately. Well weighted kick. Centimetre perfect. Camporelli put down by Fletcher.
There's real intensity against for the Brisbane Bears. They're playing good football.
Camporelli. Fine acquisition. High kick inside the 50. Bears have got the numbers. The Blues have got Kernahan.
That was a great mark. 2-on-1. Pearce gave the dummy lead with Kernahan to mix it with 2 of them.
In the 90s, he's kicked 36 goals in 7 games against the Brisbane Bears. He likes playing against them. Took 14 marks last week, finished with 2-4. How's his kicking this afternoon? Not much has changed.
What a shocking day last week, as you mentioned, Dennis, in front of goal, the big fella. What a great mark. Look here, Chapman coming back on him. Champion behind Hogg, Manton and Whitehead.
So Nathan Chapman to bring the ball back in. First score to the Blues. Carlton playing zone up. He now has to go to the bail-out position, which is a long kick towards Clark. Up high, ball heading towards the boundary line. Spalding taps it back in cleverly. Bears players all over the top of it, and there will be a bounce right on the boundary line, almost on the 50-metre arc in front of the great southern stand. Shaun Hart getting up with the footy. Wonderful season. Become a goal kicker. Punch down. Caught. And Chris Scott hands up the ball to Gavin Dorr. Norwich Rising Star winner from last year. Kernahan, but Spalding rather. Back to Brown, sells the dummy beautifully. Goes inside towards the pocket. Champion first there and is quite content to run the ball out. So Stephen Kernahan with a mark early. Great sign for the Bears. Clark taps it back towards Koutafidis on the left, foot's a snap, and just the minor score. So the Blues get their 2nd point.
Bears bench, a young bench, and a young supporter. No doubt optimistic this afternoon and for the finals. A long way to go. Here's Chapman. Driving it towards the outer
Yes,
side.
he went over the line, Dennis.
Oh, they do it every time. This is rather pedantic, but the umpire's gone down there to bounce the ball. Chapman going over the line. Now it's the kicking foot. And invariably the kicking foot goes across the line, but the umpire making the point. Oh, no doubt about it. So a bounce. Right on the line. Kernahan. Clean possession. Goal. That hurts.
Yes, it really does hurt, Dennis. Umpire's decision, and they're very, very, very technical decisions, those. And the fullback's kicking out, and on that occasion only just went over the line. And here it is, Kernahan quickly to his boot, a goal.
Well, finals about taking chances, and Carlton have taken one then. Scott onto the footy, McLean onto his left foot. Mackay, Voss fails to mark it, tries to punch Ratton, worked the ball beautifully to Christou. Christou under pressure now from Lappin. Mackay back onto it, handballs into no man's land, falls to Lambert, having trouble picking up the ball. The fumbles of the final are on. Hart forward to Hart.
Well done.
Terrific. Hart comes back again on Mackay. Off the ground the ball goes towards the pocket. Sexton first back, cleans up, now sizes his opportunities. Oh, and a wonderful kick to Camporelli. Great under pressure to Christou, and Christou starts running.
To the middle. Unchecked is Bradley. Probing kick inside the 50. Pearce on the lead. 50 metres out. Brad Pearce. Kernahan to the middle. Clapper to the square. Pearce going for home. Long bomb. Way offline. Behind.
I think they've got to set him up. He just gets on his own too easily, doesn't he, Pearce? He's got a lot of space to move, and they look for him.
When people say he's hard to match up, he's quick and he's tall and he's fast. Chapman, well, he did it again, but this time it's not called. There's McAdam. Right half back. Hart runs into space, out his side. Now he checks. Goes for distance. Towards right half forward. Voss dropped the mark. The second he's dropped. Knocked on by Fletcher. Close to the line, out of bounds. Michael Voss, certainly a rising superstar. A couple of blemishes so far. They need him firing this afternoon. Nice day. Ratton smothered by Lambert. Lambert comes again. Brown in the opposite direction. No quarter given, ball up. Right half forward for the Bears. They need an early goal just to settle themselves down. Madden dominating early. Brown juggled it off the ground around the outer side by Bradley. McIver just pushes it towards the line, and that will do.
Got a big job, Scott McIver. He's not over endowed with speed. He's got the job on Spalding at centre half back. Really did use his hands well when he was at Fitzroy. Won a best and fairest there. But through his lack of speed, he used his hands to get out of a lot of trouble.
Oh, McAdam beautifully through the traffic. Kicks to the true centre half forward position. And Dean just using his hands. Pushes off opposition. Sets up Christou. Over to Brown. Brown sells the dummy onto his left foot. Kicks it back in towards centre half forward. Falls to Clappo. Can kick on his left foot. Swings it round. Ball running towards the out of bounds. Chapman there and just sees it over, and comfortable to do that. Robert Walls looking on. I agree with you, Dennis. An early goal would just help settle the nerves. There's been a few Bears players just fumble a bit, and that's pretty characteristic in your first final. Oh, great tap down to Lambert. Tries to set up McAdam. Gonna need a lucky bounce. Camporelli does great from underneath. Socket forward. Cutting onto the ball now is Bartlett. Overruns it. Dean experienced at it with his body. Keeps his body in front of it. Then goes after it. Bartlett also does well. Great contest on the wing to Voss. White back inside, slips. Now has to unload it to Bartlett. It'll come out to Voss, and Voss can set something up. Just toe pokes it. Great kick to Lappin.
Gee, showed speed, Lappin.
Lappin goes inside, hard underneath it. Great pressure from Ratton. This very slippery McRae onto his left foot. The ball spins round and will be let out of bounds by Craig Bradley. Great build-up then from the Bears, their most productive attacking move. David Parkin on the phone, Colin Kinnear. and Ken Judd sitting in front. So boundary throw in. Madden taps it down, missed by Fletcher. Rat to Christo onto his right foot. Footy's absolutely sandwiched, stood his ground well, and took a very courageous mark or free kick, half-back flank.
Gets it away. Clark, Lambert in the thick of it, goes in short. Lappin is about 60 metres from goal. McRae demanding the ball in the middle, that's ignored. Lappin put it to the square. A lot of indecision here. Chips to the pocket. Bartlett drops the mark. Goes back after it. Got problems. Lucky to get a free kick there.
Should have really taken that, Dennis. I know he's only a young fellow. He showed terrific endeavour on centre wing. He's got the free kick, but he should have taken that. It was a beautiful kick from Lappin. There he is, the Tasmanian. There's the free kick. Call that a softener. Now Marcus Ashcroft going off the ground and Gower's on. Gower's made his name as a wingman at Hawthorn. Ashcroft started on the wing. I think he's hurt too, Ashcroft.
There's Bartlett. He's going to be a good player. From 40. Across the face. They contest on the line. Bond quickly. Hit nicely. McKay sends play towards the outer side. Hannah back in the team this afternoon at full stretch. Claims the mark. Plays on. High one towards the wing. Clappé's in front. Clever mark. Matt Clappé, the former Eagle, on the outer side wing. Carlton looking steadier at the moment, in control of their game. Not a good kick though. Fletcher with courage, got in the road, took the mark. Adrian Fletcher. Settling it down. Jabs it along the boundary, out of bounds on the full. Not good enough.
No, not quite going for the Bears at the moment, but perseverance factor now has to come into play. Clappé kicks high. Kurtafidis with the set. And the ball spills off many players' hands and out of bounds. Just looking at Marcus Ashcroft having a drink.
Doesn't seem to be injured, does he?
No. Perhaps there was some match-up with Gowers coming onto the wing onto Hannah. Kerner, it's actually Spalding. Kurtafidis was terrific. Camporelli has kicked a lot of points this year, but he's kicked a lot of goals as well. Great goal.
Clark knocked it down. Fletcher out of the middle. Gowers goes after it in the opposite direction. Lappin dragged down. Bradley onto the boot quickly out towards the wing. Pitches high in the air. It was well played. Knocked down by Scott, but again a teammate in trouble there. That was McAdam. And the ball across the boundary line. Good pressure applied by the Blues.
A little bit of a back kick from McAdam getting away from Rice. Two teammates at St Kilda.
Tossed in. Madden, who's been very good so far, beaten that time. Lambert, nowhere to go.
It's great to see Clark Dennis in the last bounce really get up high. You don't see ruckman get up as high as what he does at a centre bounce down. He went over the top of Madden. It was terrific.
Body to body, it's going to be hard to win that way for Clark. It bounced directly across to Lambert. Advantage is paid. He was taken high. McAdam kicks inside the 50. Merritt to the ball. Off hands. Gee, committed to that pack. They all went down. Eventually, McKay digs it out. Christo in trouble. Hand passes wide. Now McRae has got speed. He's got poise. The kick not good though. On the right foot. Bobbled down to the pocket. Heading for the boundary, Silvani. In the road, his teammate Sexton. Goes out wide. Will it stay in for McKay? Yes, it does. Now the Bears have got some problems. McKay runs. Kicks to the wing. Clappé's in front. Runners go by. Well done, McLean. Tied him up. Just long enough. We're flirting with trouble these days with a 50-minute penalty. Across to the middle, Brown met Sullivan.
Oh, no, that's not penalised. 50 minutes.
Did come late, John. Check the bloke going for a mark. And I think providing they're consistent with that all day.
Gee, he was committed.
To that, I mean,
yeah, maybe.
If he went for a punch, Don, and just looked as though he was going to do it, could have got the same result.
Yeah, no doubt, that's a 50. Hard spot to land too. We heard the coin drop earlier. It sounded very hard on that centre wicket area.
He looks like his mother Joyce, netball coach, just a former Australian netball coach.
He's been busy. It's What's he done? He's got another goal.
He's an important player for this side, Fraser Brown. He's starting to mature. He's been in and out for a number of years. Made his debut quite a few years ago for Carlton. Was in and out of the side. But playing up around midfield, that's where he likes to play. And he has excelled this year going back into midfield. Ashcroft apparently has got a shoulder problem.
So Carlton lead by 21 points. Oh, a great tap from Clark down to Lambert. Unfortunately, the kick just wobbles off his right boot. And Mackay, this half-back line. Interesting move. Peter Dean on the youngster in Bartlett, the teenager. Big job for him. Mackay undecided. Now goes back down the middle. Great direct play. And the big fella, Justin Madden, puts up his hand, wheels around like a sprinter, kicks in the path of Pearce, but beautifully chipping in his Gowers. And Gowers release some pressure. Goes short to Lambert. Forced back by Bradley. Now looks towards McRae and finds that player. McRae onto his favoured left foot. Great chase from Camporelli. Made the kick almost wobble. Frost covers the ball beautifully. Kicks in short to McAdam. Oh, and a real chance here for the Bears.
So that was excellent play from Voss. He put his body over it. The momentum, he just couldn't quite pick it up, but his momentum forced the ball forward, picked it up on the second attempt, but what a beautiful delivery of the ball. Here he is, there it is, bang, and there he spots McAdam.
So one of the players, the 7 players that have played finals experience, Gilbert McAdam, really just needs to settle this side down with a goal. Kicks, and he's kicked truly. Well done, Gilbert McAdam.
Drifting deep into the forward line. I wonder where he is playing, Gilbert McAdam. He's going back onto the forward line, so obviously he's now up there. He started centre wing. He's going to the forward pocket, being picked up by Troy Bond. Getting away from Bond on that occasion. And a shot from behind the goals.
Carlton by 15 points.
Oof.
Back in the centre.
Oh, now that is not right.
Madden's getting a free.
It's not right.
Don doesn't like it. Madden floats it down inside the 50. Kernahan in front. Champion knocked away. Hughes is in there. So is Rice.
The umpire going back and talking to Madden. Madden stuck his foot up.
Quite a contrast in size there. Clark, deftly done. McIver ran into his teammate Champion. Eventually it spills behind the pack and Fletcher. Good tackle, got him down. That was Rice. Lambert dragged down by Brown. And the bounce as we go down to the boundary and Matt Campbell.
Yes, Marcus Ashcroft has injured his right AC joint. They haven't ruled him out as yet, but it's not promising at this stage.
There's the situation. Spalding. Rice against the against the flow. Threw it out. Happens sometimes when they've got your other arm. What for, he says? Well, it was like a lawn bowler. Now Fletcher wants to go, but the ball will come back. Adrian Fletcher.
You see here the throw. A strong play by Rice trying to break that pack.
Fletcher towards the outer side then. Clark. Fletcher averaging 27 possessions a game. #1 in the AFL. He started pretty well this afternoon. Clark down towards right half forward. The desperation of Peter Dean. Sliding and getting the ball across the boundary line. What an inspiration he must be. He made his debut against the Bulldogs back in '84. Played centre half forward that day. Booted 3 goals. Here's Ratton, as you'd expect. He's playing for Carlton, who are red hot favourites this afternoon.
Gee, 8's on. It's a big bet, isn't it?
In a 2-horse affair.
Justin Madden going up against the youngster Trent Bartlett. Boundary throwing. Just gets his hand on it. Lambert reads it well. Has enough time now to get around. Kicks back to centre half forward. And dropping back. Peter Dean. Oh, sets it up beautifully with a kick to Clappe. Clappe has Kernahan on a long lead. Champion's right there with him. The skipper almost. 2 attempts. And has made a free kick. Not happy, Don?
No. Clapper's going to be is being a real problem for the Brisbane side. McLean had him initially, but he's really causing problems.
Oh, right on 50 metres. Stephen Canahan goes. That's a lovely kick. Oh, just touched on the line. Great punch away there. Saved a certain goal.
And there's the free kick.
Oh, there he is, being pulled down.
Did have it, yes.
So quick kick out. Richard Champion ends up with it on half-back flank.
Towards the wing, into the path of McRae, who left it behind. Camporelli, nicely done. Two young Tyros battling there. The short one is on to Brown. He's at right half foot, wants to go, got problems, heads for the boundary. Toss it in, says the boundary umpire. Lambert can't believe it. He applied the tackle.
Champion asking, did he throw the ball? He just faked it, but he nonetheless made an effort.
Tossed in. Madden down in front. Lambert.
Ooh, bit of feeling there.
And the bounce.
And Rice.
Fraser Brown has started well. 7 possessions so far. Lambert's been busy. Koutafidis. Very athletic. Controlled it superbly, and the finish is marvellous.
I don't know how you break this up. I really don't know how you break this up. What would you do, Malcolm? That space, you'd have to drop someone there, wouldn't you?
Well, I think that Chapman's, he's had a good year, but I don't think he's just got the pace for Pearce. But what about Koutafidis?
Oh, no, he was terrific lead by Koutafidis. But boy, the space they give him in which to work.
The understanding terrific there, because initially, I'm sure, Koutafidis couldn't see Pearce. Pearce heads for home. He's missed. Behind. Brad Pearce, as I said earlier, a little time at the Brisbane Bears. Robert Wall senses already there are problems here.
Chapman short to McIver. Worked out well. Now they've got players out wide. This set play from Robert Walls is good. Ends up with Scott. Had the running play. Now has to wheel around. Pushed as he kicked. And because of that, it falls short to Dean. Dean sets up Camporelli. Can go short to Brown or Pearce. And that's the player.
Yeah, he's going to give him 50 short if he's consistent.
No,
I agree with that one.
Do you?
I agree.
I thought Champion took his hands off him.
Well, he did, but he also, look, he had the ball for that instant in his control. Champion didn't have to do that.
Oh, my word. Brett Pearce has kicked 2 points off the Carlton score of 3 goals, 5.
Can you imagine everybody in Perth, the entire city would hear 50 echoing around the empty streets, wouldn't you?
So Brett Pearce kicks his 44th goal for the season and Carlton's 4th.
Well, that's a second 50-metre penalty for the Carlton side. First one was against McAdam, and this one is against Champion. See, he had the ball and then the late tackle from Champion.
So the margin, 23 points now. Over the top, Clark. Knocked out wide by Hart, who was being held. Well spotted by the umpire. Umpire Coates. Sean Hart, marvellous season. Alongside the centre circle. Pumps it well inside the 50. McKay, the leaper from the side. Loose ball behind. Any one of two. McRae open goal. Gets it.
He's really starting to find his feet, McRae. Very impressed with him. He played as a forward pocket early in the season now, but now he's going up around midfield. He was a class act when he was in South Australia. A good long kick here. The pack fly. McKay up, maybe a little bit undisciplined. Nobody down for the Carlton side. There was a bit of a raffle there between the two Bears.
So the margin now 17 points in favour of Carlton. Back in the middle. Clark goes early. Madden intelligently. Oh, they work it beautifully, Carlton. Out wide to Rice. Rice sits underneath it. And well-weighted kick. Now goes in short. Back to Brown. And Brown's worked hard out of the centre. Got a touch and then got another touch 50 metres out. Looking at options. Oh, this is set up for everyone here. And everyone went. Chris Scott stayed down, gave it the Champion. bouncing away, now trying to set it up with handball, goes to Lambert, who has to stop, comes back in because Rice puts some pressure on, really gives the handball to no one in particular, and Merritt looks back ruefully at Craig Lambert and reminds him, just come on, settle down. So 296 games, Roger Merritt. Yes, big pack of players there before. I wonder if that's when it happened. Madden just punches the ball down, and a free kick off the football going to Ratton. So Brett Ratton, centre wing.
Gee, the Carlton fellas are running from deep on their back line.
Rice towards half forward and Bradley. Wide of the mark. He knocks it on, but ill advised. Voss with time and space to Lambert. He's at half back. Aided by a good Shepherd. The kick not particularly effective. Merritt well up the ground, dragged down by Sexton. Christou on the overlap, back inside the 50. Spalding is there. McIver knocked away. Missed by McLean. Buse burrowing, tunnelling, gets away eventually. Swings it out wide. Ratton played it superbly.
Did well, Ratton, didn't he?
Just get the feeling watching the Bears at the moment. Coaches in this situation, big games, often say share the ball around, wanting their players to get early touches and find some form. They're willing to do that, the Bears, but it's hurting their football at the moment. A kick would be better advised on occasions. Bradley to Madden. Down towards full forward. Kernahan lurking behind. Turns around. Gets the goal. His second.
Oh, what can you say? Two Bears up. Their intention was right. They attempted to punch. It was a 2-on-1 situation. And it was just unfortunate that it went through their hands. There's Chapman. Kernahan staying down. And just fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time on that occasion.
So the margin back out to 23 points. Fortuitous goal by Stephen Kernahan. Clark goes early again. Voss, beautifully read in the middle. Kicks back to centre half forward. Oh, wonderful, wonderful take from Merritt. Has to unload it as he's caught. Christou gives the ball away towards Brown. Brown caught from behind by Darryl White in a marvellous tackle. McRae has players. He really doesn't give it enough air. Falls to Lappin, the opportunist. Tries to work his way through. Terrific done, son. Back to Voss. Soft piece of ground. Lambert onto his left foot. Spins it. Oh, it's only all Bears. Bartlett's got it. Plays on. Can't do that, son. You must go back behind your mark. Oh, the rush of blood. Good on you. It's a final. Boy, wouldn't you do it?
What excellent play from Lappin.
He was like a basketballer.
Well, he reminded me a bit of Darryl Baldock. The way that Baldock used to paddle that ball in front. Check side.
What a time. Trent Bartlett kicks into the man on the mark. No 50-metre call. Oh, what a learning experience for the youngster. He'll never, ever forget that kick, Dennis.
I was thinking of Julius Irving, but they were both Docks. Here goes the kick towards the outer side. Hannah's got it. Mill Hannah from half back. Oh, some memorable stuff there. Towards half forward. In from the side. Clappe did pretty well. Voss moved the ball. McIver in the wrong direction. There's the siren for quarter time. Hughes has got it. And Carlton generally in control. The Bears had their moments. They had plenty of the ball, but Carlton very good, very strong. Bartlett getting some advice. Lambert's getting some advice. Hopefully they get on the same page. The Bears do have some problems. Champion's been across to talk to the umpires, no doubt about that 50. It's got the makings, this one. David Parkin, with the shadows of last season and the season before hanging over his team as Walls talks with Roger Merritt. Gee, there's some advice flying out there in the middle at the present time. Can they get the monkey off their back this afternoon, the Blues? They've made a good start, 5-5 to 2-1.
Hang on, Dennis. Walls has been sent over by Merritt to go and question the umpire, and he's asking him something that happened over here on centre wing. There. And he's well within his rights as captain to go across and been instructed by the coach, Robert Walls.
So, busy. Quarter time. Carlton lead by 22 points. 2-1, start of the second term of the MCG, fourth qualifying final. And the Bears with some work to do. Madden clean possession, gets away from Lambert, or tried to. Oh, gee, that's a tough call. Was he in control of that? I don't think so. And now it's 50
metres.
Well, it's not your nimble rover we're talking about there. Harry was having trouble. He was juggling the ball. Watch it again. What do you think?
Well, this is a free kick, but then there is 50 metres going to be paid just after that.
Remind you of Darryl Baldock. Here's Lambert. 35 metres out, directly in front. They need this one. Could have been a push in the back on the line. Carlton plead their case. Nothing doing.
So third goal to the Bears, and they just edged a bit closer.
Good kick from the little fellow, Craig Lambert. He's an important player in this midfield. And that was courtesy of that 50-metre penalty right in the centre of the ground.
So the Bears winning their share of the football, and just production in front of goals now must come. So Madden, oh, Clark was good, but Bradley read it beautifully. How many times have we seen this with this fella? And he usually finishes off pretty well, and he does to Pearce. So Brad Pearce, this exciting forward pocket player, goes in short towards Kernahan. Great kick, and Kernahan protects the ball beautifully. One of the very, very good chess marks in this competition. Stephen Kernahan has already kicked 2 goals too. Just what the Bears didn't want. Got that early goal, and now the Carlton skipper lines up from 30 metres, just pulls it slightly to the left, and just the minor score.
Something he's really got to work on with his kicking. He's getting plenty of the ball, but just not capitalising or converting.
Nathan Chapman to bring it in, the second man taken in the 92 draft behind Drew Banfield of the Eagles. McIver up from the back pocket. McLean confronted by Camporelli, got it away. McRae, who's been busy. 6 possessions for him around the outer side, in from the side. Dean couldn't hang on. Look at him battle on. Christo taken front on. Bartlett's in there. Dean tries to knock it away. Bartlett fights on. Whistle, ball up.
It really is incredible the number of players that got quickly there from a kick out, Don. There was just 20, 30 players or something.
And gee, they're all going in. That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
5-6 to 3-1. Carlton on top.
Leg.
Fletcher on the wing. Inside the 50 goes the kick. Loose ball in front of the pack. Sexton missed it. Lambert, who's been superb, goes at his second of the term. Oh, just the wrong side. Still a live ball. Voss dragged down by McKay. McCann kept it in. Heads back towards the goal square. Off the ground by Hannah to the opposite pocket, and Brown. Quick hands to Sexton. Carlton bring it away. Sexton towards the outer side. Madden up in front. Clark slapped it down. Standing up in the tackle, McRae. Forcing his way through McIver. McIver, long, low kick. Off hands. Brown, no mark. Brown chips it out wide. Ratton.
Peter Dean doesn't mind throwing his weight around. Bit behind play. Darryl White went down earlier, and that time it was Roger Merritt.
And the kick from Ratton. Kuda Footy's unable to hold. You could feel just the pressure of the game lift up then.
And Merritt going, Merritt having a word to Dean too, so it's going to be interesting.
So Clark and Madden pushing, shoving, grabbing hold of.
Should have been.
Gives it away. Quick kick by Hart, straight up in the air. All players up very early. Tries to sort it out. McRae, this dashing left footer, kicks to the. Oh, it's a very, very poor kick, and unfortunately he's gone out of bounds. Deep in the forward pocket for the Bears, as they really do mount something here with this pressure. And the Carlton defences have been great all season, tries to stand up. So it just removes a couple of cords, and Sexton goes long, half-back flank position. Beautiful punch from Clark. McRae again. Really, a kick might have been the option then, rather than a handball to Lappin and out of bounds.
I wonder why he went out there. He's on his left foot, and all he's done is make the angle far more acute.
Yep.
Been too much of that for the Bears, trying to do the right thing, but it's hurting them, as I said in the opening term. Just kick the ball. Not only the player with the ball, not just his responsibility. Players have got to tell him what to do. This is Christo, hard against the line. Floats it down towards half foot. McIver could have almost got a free. Keeps it in front. Oh, down went Hart, in went Rice. McIver. Now Fletcher across half-back. Well done. McAdam released into space. Forward of half-back. Some indecision. That's better. Long kick. They've got the numbers. 2 on 1. Merritt gets back. Feeds it out wide to Lambert. Well, he went back the wrong way, perhaps, and as a result, couldn't get anything on the kick, and McKay has taken the timely defensive mark.
There's McKay out wide to the hard-working Brown. Brown settles. Kicks towards Madden. Falls short of that player. Clark behind. Oh, terrible Madden. Does a pirouette. Tries to give it off to Camporelli. Camporelli with pace and run. Harassed by the Bears. Comes back to McRae and has been caught. And a free kick will go to the Bears. And it's gone to McIver. So I must admit I missed that. So Scott McIver to McAdam. Half-back flank. He now settles down. Plays back. We need a mark now at centre half forward. Kicks long. Packer players. Mackay up in front. Great contest. Lambert clever. Oh, just strips it beautifully to Voss. Voss kicks to the front of the square. White almost over the back. Somehow picks up the crumb. Now Fletcher caught. Silvani tries to burst through. The pressure's intense.
Don't they do it so well, that back line of Carlton? The way they get numbers back time and time again, and they combine so well.
So
there's Merritt.
So bounce 40 metres out from Bears. They really have put the screws in. Fletcher, quick hands to Voss. Kicks back in front of the square. Disciplined kick. Oh, very good mark from Sexton and release the pressure once again.
Well, for the first time this afternoon, you get a feeling that suddenly Brisbane are getting an appetite for the contest. Here's Champion. Goes in short. No. Dean sensed the danger. That could be a turning point. He storms away. Kicks down towards Rice. Good grab in front. Mark is paid. Dean Rice down towards half forward. Again, the desire to share the ball. Here's Rice. On the lead, Pearce is getting away.
He's a problem, Dennis.
A major problem. He's got one.
I don't know what they can do to stop this man.
44 goals for the season, including 5 against the Hawks in round 10. Came off late last week. Copped a heavy knock from Ben Doolan. Goes for his second here. Missed.
1 goal, 3, Brad Pearce. Bears certainly taking up to Carlton in the early part of this, the second quarter. They're not overawed.
So the margin 18 points. Chapman undecided. They now have to go to that bail-out position again, which is usually the tall. Clark from behind. Big jump from behind also by Gowers. Misses it. Carlton players mop up. Ratton across to Bradley. Oh, Bradley can really set this up. Use your skills pretty. Oh, just over the head of Pearce. Pearce races back. Great pace. Champion has to sit, wait, and then distribute the ball to Hart. Hart quickly on to McIver. McIver onto his left foot. Gowers in the clear. Absolutely got a paddock. Decides to kick quickly. Doesn't use the ball. Bond caught by Lambert. Picked up by Bartlett. Back to Gowers. Gowers another poor kick. And unfortunately for the Bears, it wobbles out of bounds some 75 metres around from the goals.
Oh, nice straight left. Well, maybe not.
Purely accidental.
Looking to punch the ball down. Would make a very good tribunal chairman. That's an interesting hand pass. McKay keeps it alive. Camporelli close to the line. Across it goes. So the sacrificial lambs are baring their teeth at the butcher at the present time. Brisbane are having a crack here at the MCG. This is a very important time in the context of this game. 5-7-3-1. Madden from behind Clark decisively. Lambert has been superb, and again McRae, great evasion, gets away, kicks down inside the 50. White hands to it, couldn't hang on. Again that defence led by Dean. Hannah in trouble. He's got plenty of company. It's 4 against 1. Bartlett slaps it out. White kept it alive. Nicely done. Into the path of Lappin. Lappin about 70 or 80 metres from goal now. Pulls it back towards the middle and Voss. Great courage, Christou. Ratton couldn't hang on. Loose ball at centre half forward. McRae to White. Intercepting Ratton. Sold a teammate. Kudafides into trouble. Down he went. Held to him, says the umpire.
It is a good game of football. Lappin, what skill he showed, and then Christou to come across and cut off that pass. Fantastic stuff.
So bounce, sorry Don, bounce centre half forward. White comes over the top, bangs it out wide. Hart taps it in the path of McAdam. Oh, he's got skill. He really has got some skill, this lad. And kicks a brilliant goal, I think. Crowd behind's happy. Oh, so are the Bears.
That's his second. Oh, we're being treated here to a great game of footy. Lappin was sensational. Then Christou, as I mentioned earlier, look at McAdam. He'll go one. No, there it is. Terrific stuff. Excellent. It's all happening around midfield.
Well, the Bears have got the only 2 goals of this quarter. Now kicked forward, overrunning it. Scott stands, kicks direct to centre half forward. Oh, terrific punch from Dean. Crumb from Fletcher to McAdam again. 50 metres out, pulls the ball back. It's gone too far. And a free kick, no. Boundary throw in, forward pocket. The ball headed towards Merritt. And unfortunately, Gilbert McAdam couldn't grab hold of it.
Going to be a change. Hogg coming on for Carlton.
Madden, Merritt over the top, White, Sexton, brilliantly done. Lambert playing the game of his life, hasn't got it. Craig Lambert is inspired. It's contagious at the moment.
15 possessions.
Oh. And in the thick of the action. Sharp angle. Can he pull it off? It's bending back.
Wow.
Great effort.
Leppich on and Bartlett off. I thought Bartlett was doing all right. He was playing in front, causing Dean to punch the ball from behind.
5-7-4-2. Carlton need to hose Craig Lambert down. He's very hot.
Stephen Silvani, undecided. It's a huge pack of players in the middle of the ground. It's where it goes, towards Madden. Punched beautifully forward to Hart. Oh, he's a goal kicker too. Sean Hart kicks and has kicked it. The Bears are back in town.
And I will never be convinced that it is defensive to punch from behind, as Clark on that occasion got up high, a decent whack down. What's this? The high ball. Watch Clark behind Madden. Bang, down it goes. And an easy one. And Troy Bonder's come off. And Hogg's come on and he's picked up Hart and immediately he's gone and raffled Hart up. So it could be on. There it is. Hogg really giving it to him.
A 5-point margin. Clark does very well. Gets 2 taps at it. To Dean. Out wide to Clappe. Hasn't been forward a lot. Oh, Dean's really trying to get the side moving. Runs it up. Over to Hannah. Hannah to Kernahan. And a slips catch mark. Great hands from the skipper. And if ever Carlton needed a goal now, and a captain's goal at that, the timing's perfect. Kicks off the side. Front of the pack. Big fist. Madden. Enough Bears there. McIver towards the boundary line. And they are able to leave the pressure in that forward pocket. David Parkin making some changes now. And this side that's been great all year. 10 minutes in this second quarter remaining. They lead by 5 points. Madden tries to grab it out in the air to McIver, to Fletcher, to McLean. Oh, they really are shuffling it round beautifully. McAdam kicks short to Leppich. Leppich holds his place well. First time it's been probably one in that spot. Mackay helps out to Ratton. Bradley kicks the ball off the inside of the boot to Scott. And has been thrown the free kick.
Wasting no time. Champion's got it, right half back. Little chip pass. Gowers hit the ground running. Probing kick down towards half forward. Hart's in front. Unkind bounce. Hogg keeps it alive towards the wing position. Now Hannah, aided by that good work by Hogg. Dragged off the kick though. Great chase by Hart. Outside the 50.
Too high.
Champion knocks it across to support Hughes. Gets it to Hart. There's a bear still down behind play. Meantime, it's Clark who goes towards the wing. Through the wing towards half forward the ball now.
Chris
bounces across the line. Yes, Scott is down.
Chris Scott's down. That was just too high. That was by Dean Rice. Look, we just missed it, but it was definitely too high.
Just the hip catching him on the way past. Now the stretcher is coming out. Scott
they
is a
can't
tough
do
hombre,
this.
but
No,
he's out on his feet. In fact, he's down again now. Momentarily he stood up, but he's badly hurt.
I think he's all right. Dennis just spoke there.
Good, Don.
A lot of coaches have been using this through the year as a delaying tactic just to stop the flow of play by bringing the stretcher out. It just halts the motion of play. There's Dean Rice. He was the one that laid that tackle.
Don, I wouldn't have thought at this stage with the Bears, as we watch that again, they've got the momentum going. You wouldn't want to do it now, would you? It really was unfortunate.
It could be true, Melbourne. But here's the once again. Purely accidental.
You look around this Bear side, they do have some pace, don't they? They've
yes.
The last 2 months we've all talked about. Carlton really been challenged here. There's Chaser Nakamanis.
And the interesting thing, I mean, if Carlton get into trouble here, all those ghosts of last season and the season before will be coming out of the cupboard. There's no question about that.
You're not telling me there's skeletons in closets around finals times, Dennis, are you?
Well, I think with Carlton there's a few questions, and they could ill afford to drop this one. Otherwise, they're going to have to live with quite a bit of baggage.
They're pretty souped up. Just watching Gilbert McAdam there off camera, he's really geeing his teammates up. There's a lot of feeling out there from the Bears.
Great move that, Don, of putting him on the ball, wasn't it? You know, half forward and then up around the ground. He's got a lot of touches.
He's really playing well. There he is, getting up Chris Scott. He seems to be all right.
Yeah, just certainly got knocked. So boundary throw in, right in front of the member stand. Madden. Oh, Lambert. He's got his name on the footy. Kicks it forward again. Christo almost the one-hander. Carlton's best player, Peter Dean, so far. Mops it up. Sexton out wide to Clappe. Jumps early and keeps McLean away from the ball.
He's really proving a problem for McLean, this fellow Clappe.
Turns onto
now that's down the ground, surely.
There's no whistle, so it's called play on.
The umpire raised his hand down here when the bump was laid.
Yes, I wonder how you pass that on. He's still in control of the game.
That's rubbish.
Clappe's okay. That's good news. Bounce inside the 50. Clark and Spalding from behind Gowers. McAdam. Been very good in this term on his knees. Champion heads for the boundary. Throw it in, says the boundary umpire. Watch it again.
Look at the umpire. Hand up in the air.
Meantime, Spalding from the throw-in. Hooks it down towards full forward. This is Chapman. Boots it back towards the outer side wing. Great concentration by McKay. How about that? His legs taken from under him. Somehow juggled the mark. He's a master player. Christou alongside the centre circle. Forward about going. Holds up now. His side 5 points in front. Kicks inside the 50. No, Madden in fact comes up to meet the ball just outside.
It was an intelligent play by Madden because what was happening was Clark was getting back to block up the hole so Pearce couldn't lead. Madden presented himself as an option.
Madden to the kickoff line and Kernahan. Why not? Offhand Spalding. Hands it across to Kernahan. Surely a free for the Bears right there. Brown dragged down. Oh, great tackle by Clappe. Got Champion down. McAdam carried forward, was he? Not according to the umpire. And we'll have a bounce. Gilbert McAdam has lifted 2 in this term.
Just great tackling. An endeavour by the players on both sides.
I think his momentum carried him forward. Good decision. Over the top, Spalding. McIver stood his ground, boots it back towards the wing. Hannah was up, knocked away by Hart, roving the pack, if you don't mind, Madden. Hock, quick hands to Christou. He's about 65 out, pulls it back for Kernahan once more. Missed by McIver in front, down went Champion. He was Polak, still get a free. Plays on to Clark.
Clark to Fletcher. Has Lambert running inside. Really's got to be held, Lambert. He's had the footy all day. Kicks beautifully to Merritt. Merritt somehow traps it in front of him. Holds the ball up until reinforcements arrive. They come in the form of McRae. McRae from 40 out. Kicks. Oh, he's kicked it. Great goal of the Bears.
Gee, we've got a game here at the MCG, and who would have expected this? I, for one, did not expect it. And these Bears certainly have lifted a lot of endeavour. That man on screen's doing well, as is Lambert, who got the ball down there. Here he is. He's shown a lot of class this year, little fellow. 9 and 3.
The Bears in front. Ratton out of the middle. 12 possessions for McRae. He's a great finisher. Hughes off the ground back towards the wing. Brown gets there first. McKay, an awkward one. Lambert worked him off it. Taking a beeline for Lambert with Silvani.
Well, it was pretty awkward by Stephen Silvani. Madden off the ground. Kurtafidis is doing the ruck work. Compliment to Clark, because Clark has really jumped over Madden, especially around boundary throw-ins.
Let's go down to the boundary. Matt Campbell.
Dennis, Chris Scott, as we saw, got that hit. He's a tough kid and he'll be back. The bench was more incensed with the fact they didn't get the free kick.
Clark, the defensive mark. McLean away from half back towards half forward. In front, Lepage. Great use of the body by White. Cleared a path for Lappin. Spears the ball down towards the pocket. And the mark is held by Fletcher. For the Brisbane Bears. Write your own ticket, Bears. 8-1 on the Blues. Suddenly,
about the blood rule on that occasion.
A chance for the margin to get out to 7 points. No easy mark, that one. Ball low and hard. Running hard in the opposite direction. You need strong hands. And now the finish. It's bending back and hit the post. A couple of cities sigh around the country.
Chris Scott looking on. Bit of a nick under the eye there. And Robert Walls with a nick under the nose. Here's Christou. Kicks long. Mackay has to sit and wait. Does it well. Plays on. Dean's under pressure because he was standing still. Falls to Voss, the clever Michael Voss. Oh, there's a nest of Bears, is there such a thing? Out to Lepage on his left foot. Oh, terrific smother from Stephen Silvani. Oh, that was danger. And he really did sense it, Dennis.
This is a terrific game of footy.
I'm still back in the nest. What is the collective now?
Look at that. A fingertip smother.
So boundary throw in. White over the back, taps it down to Lambert. Under enormous pressure. Keeps working though. It's a great lesson for all players that to keep working on the ground, and Camporelli kicks it round the wing. Hannah under pressure from Ackermanis, taps it forward, inches and centimetres on the boundary line, and eventually out of bounds.
Oh, Fraser Brown gave him a little bit to go on with young McRae.
And there is no substitute for genuine speed, and the Bears have got that, and they're getting there that quickly, but the Blues are rattled at the present time. Brisbane by 2 points, just over 4 minutes till the half. Loose ball, there's Papa Bear in there. What a half he's played. Craig Lambert.
I thought that would have been Roger Merritt.
Not today. 18 possessions. Spalding.
Oh!
Voice of Don Scott. Here's Clark with a free, out of side, down towards half forward. It hangs in the air a long time. Dean goes up, intent on destruction. McAdam, well, he committed solely to that one. That was brilliant stuff, but unfortunately didn't come off. Bradley won the ball, some indecision on the outer side. Koutafidis, who's been quiet from 70 metres out. Bacon square. Oh, getting back his champion. He got the climb bounce. It came back to him, hit the body.
That's a desperation kick because Kernahan was by himself. Also, Pearce was on about a half-forward flank. A long, desperate kick by Koutafidis.
So the kick in, Gowers. McLean provides the run. Lambert up in front. Why not? Just footy today. So centre wing, Craig Lambert. First final, you wouldn't know it. Kicks long. One-handed stuff. Caught. And once again, the ball will be bounced. Between half forward and wing, Bears into attack again. Unbelievably, they've kicked the only 4 goals of the quarter, and the Carlton score has gone up by 3 points only to lead by this solitary point.
Merritt handed one out and Spalding came back with it.
Wonderful kick from Voss. Dean. Oh, they really are handling under pressure at the moment. Christou has to wait. Mackay gives it back to Sexton, and Sexton goes short to Brown.
Brown hard against the line. Merritt bearing down, gets the kick away. Surely a free kick to Koutafidis in front. McIver grabbing at him. I'm sure this is getting Richmond's attention right about now. The Brisbane Bears looking terrific. They haven't wasted their first trip to the finals. Voss in front. Well done.
Voss now playing on Bradley.
Their confidence is growing by the possession. Views towards midfield. Well done, Silvani. Terrific. Worked his way in front. Goes in short. Carlton could do with a goal. This is Bradley alongside this centre circle. 3 times best and fairest for the Blues. Red hot favourite for a 4th. Goes for distance now. Towards Kernahan. Back goes Clark. Loose ball behind. Spalding. Deep in the pocket. Looks up. Measures the kick. And kicks a classic.
That was a sensational goal. Oh, Spalding. Oh, it was running hard toward the boundary line and still managed to get it back. The long kick from Bradley. Clears the head. Clark getting back to put pressure on Kernahan. Look at Spalding rove it. Oh, that was great.
Back in the centre, 5-point margin now to the Blues. Wonderfully done by Clark to Voss. Coming out to meet at his leppage. Protected, then fumbled. McCoy in underneath.
They're not... Sorry, Malcolm, they're not manning up in the centre either side. The only one going with anybody is Ratton. The other guys on both sides waiting or hoping to get the hit out.
White with the tap back to Brown. It really does put Peter Dean under pressure. Falls to Craig Bradley. Then has to stop, kick, vacant middle area. Running onto it, Spalding. McIver under pressure goes out towards the boundary line. Hannah runs onto it. Beautiful shepherd off the ball. Chips and chips it too wide. So disappointing finish then from Mel Hannah. And the kick comes back inside and Gower gets it across half-back.
This is Voss. Decides to run it out. Michael Voss. Good kick. Well weighted. Ackermanis runs onto it. He's at right half-back. Clock is running down. Under a minute remaining in the half. To the wing, and Fletcher. Is there time for a late goal either way? It's right in the middle of the MCG. Ackermanis runs on. Advantage Bears as he kicks down towards half forward. Silvani is up. Ball stayed in. White, great courage off the boot of Silvani, I thought. No. Boundary throw in. 14 seconds remain. Silvani has done well. The defence generally has done well. Clark knocked it down. Fletcher in the thick of things. A whistle. Clock continues to run, so it's going to be half-time with a margin of 5 points Carlton's way. Marvellous half. The Bears win, they soldier on, and the Eagles go out. The reigning premiers. Madden slaps it down, Hart's in the road, smothered by Brown. McLean cleverly done. Down went Fletcher. McLean again. The hand pass not particularly effective.
Madden, I think, down in the centre of the ground. He hasn't moved.
Camporelli down towards half forward and Rice.
No, it's not Madden.
Still Rice. Lambert in the other direction. Brilliantly played. Fletcher, quick hands away. McRae didn't have the ball. In the opposite direction, Bartlett kept it alive. White, haven't seen a lot of him. Brilliant tackle by Dean. He's been the master. He goes after that one. He's up on top of it, and a whistle.
It was Ratton Dennis, and there he is. He's up and he's going, but he lay motionless for quite a while. Ratton. Maybe it was Fraser Brown's back that got him. It's pretty hard stuff at the moment.
So the stretcher is off. Bounce on the wing. Clark and Madden. Brown had it, then lost it. Knocks it goalward. Camporelli goes in, and the ball goes across the boundary line.
So right on centre wing. Tight piece of play to start this third quarter. Quite often called the premiership quarter. Madden, clean possession out the air. Kicks it back into a vacant centre half forward. Gowers almost. Spalding to Ratton. Kicks it. Pearce is by himself if Kernahan can get it to ground. Champion does very, very well. Now ends up with Pearce and can't control it. So bounce 15 metres from the Carlton goal.
Something broke down there. Pearce was 30 metres in the clear.
It's amazing. Clark and Kernahan. Clark pushes it away from goal. Caught by Buse. Falls to Kernahan. Quick snap. And just misses. So Carlton start off with the first score of this second half. A point to Stephen Kernahan. And he's actually kicked 2 goals for.
Nathan Chapman to bring it back in. 6'9", 6'3". Chapman, some indecision, and again. Gets his warning. Will go for distance now. Not the best option, really. Pearce has got the height, knocks it down in front. Bradley the run, claimed by Lambert. Just inside the 50, taking a tumble down there and doing it well was Fletcher. Opportunity for Bradley. Pursued, in fact it was McRae. Inside the 50, Fletcher was up, spilled off his chest. Pearce to Clappe, to Brown, 35 metres out. The kick offline, Champion goes back, and that's a very clever mark.
So Richard Champion to relieve the pressure. Yeah, great body work. Chips it in short and finds McLean. McLean forced to play on. Now comes out wide. Clappe in the best position. It's in fact Camporelli. The ball falls to McRae. McRae goes along the boundary, goes to the touch and finds it.
Clever kick, clever kick.
So boundary throw in. Once again, right in front of the wing, right in front of the interchange bench. And Clark and Madden. Wheels around Clark and back the other way. Madden pushes off to Mackay. Breaks beautifully away from Voss. Kicks. Chapman comes out and reads it. And picks up a beautiful mark low down. And Chapman, Clark, by himself. Poor kick. Camporelli nearly chops it off. Brown stands his ground very well indeed. And then tackles. Terrific effort from Fraser Brown.
You've really got to stand your ground in finals, don't you? More than any other game, because these guys, they're so skilled, and if you just happen to waver just that little bit in your commitment, the other side will turn it over and score.
Lambert grabbed high and will take the free kick. Kicks it out to McRae and a dangerous left foot. Kicks wide in front, fails to hold on to it. Silvani mops up, sits on top of the football and a bounce. So an opportunity missed there from Darryl White. Silvani's been very good on him.
My word, I'm just getting the feeling now that Carlton are going to be in real trouble here. They're really going to find themselves in a game. There's the Bears playing exceptional football.
Madden taps it away from goal to Hannah. Hannah handballs in front of himself, then confronted. Gowers comes and meets him solidly.
You don't see Gowers do that too often.
Pretty good play then from both players. Both hit the football and the body.
They're souped up.
So half forward flank.
Sorry, Hannah's gone on to McAdam too, Malcolm.
Heaver, it's Ratton towards Spalding. Spalding spins, turns, the kick short to Pearce, just lets it run through, turns Chapman inside out, and then Chapman's able to tap it over, and some 35 metres around from the Carlton goal. So 6-point margin. Clark over the bat. Oh, it falls to Brown. Turns and tries to screw the ball and kicks it out of bounds. Disappointing finish from Fraser Brown.
Chapman has done all right since the ball's come down on the last two occasions. The back line is Chapman on Pearce.
Champion and McLean wait. McLean's kick. They were down by 22 points at quarter time, the Bears. Great second term. Michael McLean kicks for distance towards Clark and Madden, knocked away by the former. Camporelli camped in front, pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Kernahan under the ball. Champion dives back on top of it. Kernahan reefs it in, and a bounce about 20 metres out. Kernahan's got 2 goals this afternoon. Pretty populated down there. Clark reaches over the top. Chapman had it, then lost it. Clark's got it now. Took a long time, a little indecisive. Down went McRae. He was held. Eventually it spills out to Spalding from Ratton, down on one knee. Still he goes. All Spalding right back into the congestion. McLean to Lambert. And the star of the game comes away once more to Michael Voss in midfield. Left it behind. McKay knocked it away. Hannah brilliantly done. Sweeping hand pass. Brown. Wider still to rise. 45 metres out. Has it got the carry? Not quite. Right on the line. Knocked across by a pair of Bears. 6-10 plays 6-3.
Yes, the start of this quarter just hasn't had the briskness of that second one. And the kick from Chapman is good to McIver. Both sides just feeling each other out now, Don.
Yeah, Malcolm, I think something heroic's got to happen as far as Carlton is concerned. Hannah coming through was inspirational stuff out in centre wing.
And the start of this quarter, there's been a lot of boundary throw-ins and ball-ups. Just the manning-ups happen a bit more now.
My word, you see there were 2 Bears in that contest, 1 Carlton. They've really souped up. Clark is a little bit slow getting up. He's pushed himself too. Deceptively strong Clark, although he's big and gangly, he is pretty strong. Lifts some heavy weights.
So Ratton right with Lambert now, and Ratton really has to turn the influence of that man, Craig Lambert, off. And a good matchup. Madden, Brown running, and he's paid the free kick.
Soft. Yes, you got every right to go off Michael Voss.
Still give the ball back on the full, which he didn't, so it could have been costly. Measured kick to Kernahan. Almost the mark. Champion does well. Kernahan follows up. Gives it back to Ratton. Clever handball. Camporelli from 50 kicks. Pearce. Almost. Great body work from Michael McLean to clear the ball and sets up Akamanis running.
Akamanis, the second bounce. Up towards half-back. This is Hart. Long kick through the wing. Down towards half-forward. Dean went back. Off hands. Wide of the congestion. Presto. Untidy. Kudafiti's better. Hannah up from half-back towards half-forward. Kernahan from behind. 4th man in the queue. Ball runs free behind. Buse under the pump. Feeds it out wide. McRae. Can he control it? 2-on-1. Little boundary throw in. Gets it back to Fletcher. Fletcher out of the back pocket wide. Madden bears down, not in time. Clark's got the mark, the defensive side of centre wing. Clark sees a man running and McCann forward at the wing.
Oh, look at
Plenty of Bears around. Bartlett, Gower's cruising past. Hart is there as well. Bacon goal square. I'd suggest not the best option right there. And the ball is pushed across the boundary line by Silvani. Boundary throw in.
As H.G. McCall said in that song, Bears everywhere on that occasion.
And he's obviously listening to it now, but he's a Blue supporter. So right by the boundary, behind post, Madden goes thump and puts it back. So we'll have a repeat of that.
It was actually CW McCall.
CW.
I don't want to be picky, but we've got ourselves a convoy.
So Carlton by 17 points, just over 12 minutes to go in this third quarter. Which is in fact 7 points. Madden gives it away to Hogg. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Lambert. De Gouw's on his left foot, snaps and just misses to the left. So another behind to the Brisbane side. And that margin now back to 6 points.
A little slow to get going this term. The Bears counter-punching, but now their confidence is back. 6-10, 6-4. There's Hannah up ahead. McAdam in close attendance. Christou for distance outside the defensive 50. Bartlett and Dean. Brilliantly done by Dean. Helped it on its way. Hannah behind towards half forward. Hart got a hand to it. Bradley finishes up with the ball. Worked off the kick. Champion. Little toe poke. He wasn't quite sure what to do with that one. McAdam, though, surrounded by familiar faces. Boots it towards the wing.
Well
Moss
done.
has to go. No, Spalding did best, coming back with the flight of the ball. Terrific effort.
Too slow.
Spalding.
Should have gone inside to McKay. Spalding too slow.
Kicks for distance. Kernahan surrounded once more. Clark fisted. Gained about 15 metres. Brown went down. No free kick. Well, how about that one? Ackermanis is away. He's got great leg speed. He boots it towards the middle. Loose ball. Down went Silvani. Dean comes through. Silvani will get the free. He was pushed in the back.
Sydney paid advantage on that occasion.
Seems to think so. Silvani at centre half back. Kicks through the centre for Spalding. McIver found the ball on the ground to McAdam. McAdam through the middle. Some magic. White 65 metres out. Goes looking for Bartlett. Well, it was not a good kick. It was between the two Bears, and Sexton did brilliantly. Brown and McIver. As Sexton boots it back towards the wing. All Bears.
Yes, McAdam short to Lambert. He can take off behind the goal square. Sets up the goal kicker in McRae. McRae goes for goal, but in fact finds right on the line Bartlett.
Just looking back behind play, did a lot of tired Bears, Blues. Bradley on the outer side's tired. Fraser Brown hands on hips, and Spalding, he hurt himself and walking very, very gingerly.
So Trent Bartlett, would you believe this would be his first goal in football, and he has a chance to tie the game halfway through a third quarter in a final. And he's done it.
It's just great play there by the Bears. Their guys are up and running. They're having numbers of the ball, especially around midfield. What an excellent delivery by young McRae. Here's McRae going to get involved. McAdam across to Lambert. There's McRae. He delivers the ball so well on that left foot.
Craig Lambert, 24 possessions, all square. 10 minutes out from three-quarter time. Fletcher, the Bears work it down towards half forward. Dean, who's been terrific, controls the ball, throws it on the boot, back towards the wing. Good kick. Pinpointed it. Hogs away. Kicks down towards the 50. Clapay up early. Marked to stand.
He went out of the game, Dennis, in the second quarter. He really did lead McLean and Merry Dance the first quarter, Clapay.
Matt Clapay. Too far out to score. There's Kernahan. It's with Hogg. 65 metres out. Little chip pass for space. Kernahan came to it. Champion did best. Hughes left it behind. Rice an opportunity. Went to ground. Shovels it out. McIver stood up. Did nicely. Got it across to Fletcher. Out wide it comes. McRae. This will be interesting. McRae keeps it in. Still he goes. Camporelli did him. Picked his pocket. Arriving as Bartlett. Well, 3 youngsters and a veteran. Dean comes away, back inside the 50. Madden goes up, thumped away. Chance now for McLean from the club punch. McLean under the pump. Koutafidis runs onto the next man. He beat a couple. No support. McIver. Well done. Ackermanis. McLean draws a man. They'll do it again. McRae running up towards the wing. McLean the strong shepherd. Oh, interesting. It's out of bounds. What an anticlimax.
Well, this crowd really getting involved. Bond's come on. It's a good move. Bond's gone onto the half-forward flank. Rice off. Excellent move by the Carlton players bench because Rice hasn't really done much.
Yeah, so the tension is mounting. Camporelli tries to get a quick kick and Carlton just taps it over as Whitehead comes on and Camporelli off.
Hurt himself too, Camporelli.
Yeah, it's been dangerous. McRae just got on top of Camporelli. Tap down.
Doesn't mind getting where the action is, does he? Fraser Brown.
Him and Adrian Fletcher play very similarly. 20 touches there for Fraser Brown. So bouncing in on the centre wing. Madden for Ratton. Bond. Pearce has got a mile in front of him. Chapman closing. Can't close enough. And Brad Pearce takes that mark. Almost that type of play we've seen many times. He now goes long. Tries to set up Kernahan. He's a champion. Great defensive mark under pressure from Richard Champion. That's 2 this quarter, and they're vital from the fullback. Goes short to McLean. McLean off to Champion. Not a lot of options here, and picks out Madden. Yes. Great one-handed mark. Wheels around. There's shorts on everywhere, and it's Kernahan. So Stephen Kernahan. And the Blues desperately need a goal. Scores all tied. 16 shots Carlton have had, 11 Brisbane.
He's got great skill, Madden, for a big man. I've seen him on a number of occasions deliver the ball so well.
And Champion has paid the penalty, standing the mark. His man's got the ball for not quite finishing off with that left foot kick. So from 45 metres, Stephen Kernahan wobbles it. Oh, it's wobbled through. That's 7th goal of Carlton.
That was a shocking kick. That was a shocking kick from Kernahan. He really has lost confidence in his kicking. It still found its mark, but the way he dropped the ball as soon as it left the boot, it didn't float like a drop punt or spin like a drop punt should. What's this? It's a shocker. You see there the way he dropped it on an angle onto his boot. It still had found its mark.
Carlton by 6 points. Voss, Fletcher somehow got through. Goes down towards half forward. Merritt under the ball. Bounces off Sexton. Holt nicely done. Looping hand pass. Hannah. Ratton. Out wide he goes. Christou had to stretch. He runs up towards the wing. He kicks down towards half forward. Ill-directed McIver. The Bears will bring it back. McIver to White. Inside the centre square, runs to the circle. Bartlett, good kick. Well weighted.
All came about because Spalding didn't present himself in front of McIver. Carlton turned it over.
Merritt is goalless. It goes down in his direction. He's in front. Voss! Oh, what a great mark. Michael Voss.
V for Voss. They're putting up the signs.
Oh, that was fantastic, but this is what a final's all about. If you don't play finals football like Spalding didn't, you cause a turnover, and this is where the opposition make you pay.
Well, Michael Voss, by his standards, not the best of days. This could uncork the genie. If he gets hot, Voss, 15 metres out, gets the goal. It's level.
His first, Michael Voss, 3 goals last week. The average is about 23 possessions a game, and he really hasn't figured today. At this stage, he's had 15 possessions, but what an excellent mark. Excellent.
Well, it's been super tight from quarter time on. The Bears have fought their way back into it.
White's a loose man on the back end of the square for the Bears. Silvani loose for Carlton on the back end of their square.
Voss, pumped up by that mark and goal, kicks it forward. Hannah runs onto his left foot, doesn't lift the ball and goes back to the purple minute that Voss is having. Lambert just so creative. Oh, McIver's met by Madden. A bad turnover. Kick, Kernahan just not able to get there. Coming back onto it, Claphay. Aptamanis. Now McLean. Kicks. Bartlett. Oh, fantastic stuff from Whitehead. And Bartlett.
And Bartlett, yeah, right.
And finds McAdam. Will it sit for him as the boundary line closes? Oh, he's kept it in play to Christo. Running Sexton. Kicks long. McIver, Pearce, Chapman. Great discipline from Pearce to Brown. Bond couldn't grab hold of it. White, clever to Lambert. Oh, he sets up. Oh, if he can finish off here, player by himself, Merritt. Merritt whirls around from 40 metres out, kicks the goal. The Bears are back in front.
Oh, this is excellent stuff. Carlton really start to have to regroup because McAdam was miles in front of Hannah on that occasion. Hannah was across the other side of the ground. But there it is, White going in hard, Bond taking his eye off the ball. Real quick, reflexive handball, finishing it up with Merritt. But all the work done by White up around midfield. They really do want the ball, the Bears.
Self-belief is a remarkable thing. Out of the middle, Fletcher towards half-forward. Dean. Silvani. A kick for survival. Out of bounds on the full.
So we're going to see how good Carlton are. Look, McRae's by himself.
Lappin, about 75 metres out. Awkward half volley there, going down low. McAdam. Wasn't the best spot to put it. And away they come. Whitehead towards the wing. Pearce just inside the line. Gut check time for both these clubs. Ball down towards half forward. Kurtafiti's dragged down. A strong tackle got him down. It was laid by Gowers. He got a hand to that one. Across the boundary line goes Buse.
Fabbo is now playing in the forward pocket, the place that Pearce was playing. Pearce now playing cross half forward.
Carlton's great string of victories under the pump here. Spalding superbly done, down behind, needed some luck, didn't get it. Buse couldn't control it. Crashing in is Fletcher. Getting a whistle.
Good effort by Buse.
Brisbane 9-4, Carlton 7-10. They lose, Brisbane are gone. They will remember this final for a long time, regardless of the outcome. But they've got a chance to really chisel something into the record books. Back to the wing. Madden was up. Yes, it was a mark. No doubting that.
The Carlton players are not peeling off and running. They're tired.
So Justin Madden, right on centre wing. 10 touches, 4 marks.
Peter Dean calling the players up the ground.
Goes back into centre half forward. Pearce up in front. And pitching it was Earl Spalding coming across in front. And Earl Spalding, just the 2 marks. Kicks, well, Kernahan, surely. Yes. Unfortunately, Kernahan had to run up the footy, and McAdam, in his effort to try and stop him, was run front on. And
he had to go, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He had to go, McAdam, and he's hurt himself too, but he just had to go on that situation. Claphay coming off the ground. You see there, McAdam, he really did have to do that.
So Stephen Kernahan, who's kicked 3 goals for, Rice coming on the ground, Claphay off.
Leppich warming up for the Bears too.
So the deliberate Stephen Kernahan kicks, and kicks truly. The score's a level again.
His 4th goal. The runner out there, Consiri, telling Hannah he's got to move now. McAdam coming off. Leppich coming on. His moves out there are plenty. Where's Hannah gone? He's gone into the forward pocket, taking Claphay's place. Trying to pick up Rice. He started half forward, Rice.
Important couple of minutes here, right at the end of the 3rd quarter. Oh, Bradley kicks the ball forward, props awkwardly for Pearce. Chapman over at the top of it. Hannah with him, trying to create something out of nothing on the boundary line. Gets it back towards Pearce, who doesn't bend. Ball's tapped. Players having trouble picking up the ball. Oh, and a terrific smother by Andrew Hughes on Fraser Brown. And the ball's out of bounds, 50 metres from the Carlton goal.
Rice has come on. He's gone to the half-back line, picking up Leppich. There's Clappe. His place was taken by Rice.
What a fickle bounce for Pearce just moments ago. McKay. Plenty of Bears there. Buse.
Ratton running with Lambert about midfield. Fletcher's got the job on Bradley. McLean now with Pearce.
What a marvellous game. White at the second attempt. Pearce somehow got boot to ball. Play on's the call, so don't mark it, just knock it. Pearce did that, having his own kick there. Champion, they stayed off him. Now McRae up from the back pocket. What a fine player he's been. To the wing. Oh, Dean. Carlton's best.
Clark resting in the forward pocket, being picked up by Silvani.
Here's Brown down towards right half forward, 80 metres from goal. 58 apiece. Dying moments of this third term. Kernahan knocks it down wide, head a chance. 35 metres out, heads for home. Carlton in front.
The Whitehead started on the bench, had a bit of a run in the second quarter. Whether that's class by Kernahan, but he got a hand to ball and roving it well. Whitehead, normally a right foot kick, that found its mark. That's the inspirational one that Carlton needed. Hogg running with heart.
So two very important late goals to Carlton in this dying stages of the third quarter. Very telling indeed. Can they make him play again? Lambert, another handle to Fletcher. Swings onto his left foot, wobbles the kick forward. Mackay can't grab hold of it. Hits it out wide. Leppich just fumbles. Falls to Bradley. Off to Christou. Christou goes long. Hannah, Chapman. Great punch from Chapman. Play to ground. Bond ends up with Chapman. Misses the target in White. Now White has to prop. Cop. Mackay comes across and takes a great mark. For the last 16 seconds now, and Carlton manufacture another goal. Sitting from behind Richard Champion and easily marks. Clears, kicks out wide and finding it is Lappin. Oh, there's only 2 seconds to go. He'd have to kick it 193 metres and can't. So three-quarter time. Carlton at 9-10, 64. Brisbane 9-4, 58.
Final term. Clark and Madden decisively by the former gets it down to Brown. Inside the 50, Kernahan. What a great start.
Hughes now going with Bradley. Bond has gone down back. He's picking up or playing centre wing on Ackermanis.
Madden superb. And this is the end result. Kernahan for number 5. He's got it. Suddenly the Blues have got a cushion.
Well, his last 2 kicks of goal have been excellent. His third one wasn't a good kick off the boot. You can see there the Carlton players running up from Peter Dean, Andrew Mackay, going to congratulate Fraser Brown after that hit out.
Perfect football, Tom. Ruckman to Rover and full forward.
It's a training drill, isn't it?
Almost the most precise piece of play you can do in a game of football. So 12-point the margin to Carlton. Madden tries it again. Lambert gets it to McRae. Quick tries to unload to Lappin, overruns it. Back to Bradley, who's held.
Bradley held.
And the free kick will be paid to Craig Bradley.
Now they're starting to run. Christo's running off. Rice in front of action.
Yes, and it ends up with him. Don to Dean Rice. Kicks back. Kernahan again in the action. Knocked off it by Champion. He overruns the football. And a free kick is going to Hannah, I would think. So Mil Hannah.
He's playing in the forward pocket, Hannah. The similar role to what Pearce was doing earlier. Pearce still across half forward. Kudafuti's up on the full forward line, being picked up by Gowers.
He'll have to kick this 55 metres, Mil. Not quite sure what to do. Is that a torp he's going for? It is. And misses and out of bounds on the full. So a big build-up from Milhana there. And I guess just fizzled away as we see that free kick with Chapman hanging on. And pretty well spotted too by the umpire. So Andrew Buse to relieve from this back pocket. Kicks out wide. Oh, no one to contest.
Hannah was miles behind his man Chapman on that occasion, hoping for the big kick.
And Chapman also kicks it long.
Yes, McKay thumps it down in front. Lambert, Bradley, away to Ratton, smothered off the boot. Fletcher did that. Akamana's over the ball initially. Bartlett finishes up with it. And a bounce on the outer side wing. Carlton up by 12 points. The umpire throws it up out there. Over the top, Deeney likes doing that. Towards half forward. Oh, it was high. A free kick to Hogg.
He went in it hard, Hogg.
Always does. Former Footscray player kicks inside the 50. Koutafidis delayed his approach. Came again. Through the defender off stride. He's marked at 40 metres out directly in front.
He's an athlete, this man. He is an athlete.
He hasn't done a great job, but he's just done a few things that have set up goals for them.
Well, if he kicks this, it'll be close to the biggest margin of the day. I think they got out to lead by 23 points at one stage. Koutafidis gets the goal.
Well, Carlton now playing with a six-man forward line. They're playing three across the full forward line. They're playing three across half forward. But now to make a liar of me, they've moved up the ground. And Koutafidis in front of Gowers. A strong mark.
Hogg kicks the ball out the centre. Hannah. And all of a sudden, three great marks up forward. Almost changed the complexion of the game. Kicks into the man on the mark. Hughes knocks it forward to Hart. Hart out wide to McRae. And McRae running. Kicks long and low. Reading it off Sexton's chest. Back to Fletcher Court. To McAdam. Rice wears him like a second skin. Taps the ball forward. Players diving everywhere. It's getting desperate stakes now. Hannah cool under a crisis. Gives it off to Silvani. Chips to Bond. And Bond on centre wing. Now goes long. Kernahan in the favoured spot. Champion does well by pushing it forward. Picking it up views. Caught by Kernahan. Brown caught. Pressure's good. Champion finds his way through traffic. Gives a very long handball to Fletcher. Off to McRae. And McRae kicks it long.
Around the outer side, hugging the boundary line. Merritt went down.
Got
Was
the
he
free
held?
kick.
Yes, he's going to get the free.
There's nobody forward of this action, Dennis. Nobody forward. Now they're running.
Well, the testing time for the Brisbane Bears. Merritt inside the 50. White approaches the ball. It spills behind. Carlton have got the numbers. Good blocking by Ratton. Cleared a path for this man. Dean comes away. Kicks it out wide. McIver. Still he goes, McIver. Looks downfield now. Kicks to the 50. Bartlett flew over the top. Wide on his knees. On top of him is Christou. And a whistle. 18 points the margin. Carlton in front. Manton hasn't seen any action this afternoon. Clark got it down, a backhander. Fletcher dragged down. Trying to crash his way down there was Bond. They work it away brilliantly. Bradley. Christou is involved, so is Ratton. The kick comes towards the half-forward line. Kernahan back to Bond, who's run on. Couldn't get through the ball. Yes, Champion, just in the nick of time. McIver's socket out wide. Pearce with pace. Kernahan chips it in towards the 50. Awkward half volley for Spalding. Arriving was Voss. Socket off the ground by Chapman. Against the flow there was Bond, only as far as Buse.
What a terrific game we've got.
Andy Buse out of defence. McAdam in space through the middle.
Trying to draw a player. Now chips it up very high indeed. Peter Dean was just unbelievable with his courage and commitment to the football. To Whitehead, Christo running, chips the ball, Spalding unattended, and marks 55 metres out. Can go from 50 metres. Spalding unloads and has dragged it and kicked a point.
Too slow. Pearce was by himself for a long time in the forward pocket.
"19 points. Gowers, towering kick to the outer side. Clark from behind. It fell in front. Hannah and Clark, they battle. The umpire wants it. Leppich waiting to come back on. Baptism of fire for the youngster. Was on earlier.
McLean seems to be limping too. Dennis behind play.
Madden superbly. Spalding shrugs a tackle to the kick-off line. Gowers, timely fist. McLean slipped away. Left behind by Champion. Socket away. Koutafidis. Open goal. That could be it.
Well, that was the one Carlton really did need. Now, whether they can go on with it, we'll just have to wait and see. But the Bears certainly were putting the pressure on Carlton. McLean coming off the ground too. He's hurt himself. He was involved in that little passage there. Well done. Koutafidis just suckering the ball clear of Champion. Leppich going down.
There's danger signs now for the Bears, and Koutafidis, not a lot of touches, but some magic when he has touched it.
Leppich has gone to the back pocket, picking up Koutafidis. Gowers going up the ground.
Madden to Brown. We've seen all this before. Under pressure. Goes out wide to Bond. Bond, Koutafidis and Kernahan. Push, shove. Koutafidis.
Well, he's had a quiet day, hasn't he, up until this last quarter, Koutafidis. He had to stand up, and he certainly delivered.
Yes, he's just got marvellous skills, Don. And saw him do this once going to forward with Kernahan out and kicking 3 goals and breaking a game open. Koutafidis from 20 metres out kicks Carlton's 13th goal.
His third goal all coming in this the last quarter. Wearing 43, David Mackay used to wear that number. He was a great player. He could play both backward and forward.
So as quick as a winkling in an eye, Carlton got the last 2 goals at the end of the third quarter, and now they've got 4 goals in this quarter to turn the game right round.
Well, Madden's done well in the centre too. A free kick going Madden's way.
Well, the Bears have stopped. Their last score came at the 20-minute mark of the third term. Madden out of the middle. Big leap down there by Champion. He goes again. Gowers on the assist. Nicely done. Wobbles it back to the middle. Madden did well. Covered some ground to get there. And they have steadied like a very good team. Bradley taking plenty of time. Needs it all. Slipped over. Kicks towards the 50. Standing his ground was Whitehead. Over the top was Hart. Chapman heads for the boundary line. It rolls and goes across. Scott McIver, now a member of the beleaguered defence. Official attendance today just over 52,000. 52,092. Clark goes up to White, to Buse. Forward of half-back towards half-forward. It pitches just inside the field of play. Dean, brilliantly done. Peter Dean off his step. Madden and the veterans now starting to fire. Christo, neatly done. Whitehead, Ratton. Can't rely on the bounce in there on that centre wicket area. Ackermanis forward at the wing. Pops it out wide. Good grab too, taken by Voss about 35 metres out. Well, if the Bears ever needed a goal, they need one right here. Michael Voss took a spectacular mark in the third term to kick one of his 2 goals. He senses how important this is. Michael Voss kicks, it's bending back, not enough. Behind.
go down to Matty Campbell. Michael McLean, how is he?
Yeah, Malcolm, he's got cramp and he hasn't played a bit of football lately, so he's in a bit of a spot of bother because his calf is playing up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not good news. Short to Brown, and this Carlton side, 30 points. It's a big margin in the context of the game that we've seen. It's hard to see the 5 goals coming from somewhere. Sexton almost. Lambert's back
up
on
the ground, isn't he? He is getting up.
Yeah, so we'll have a bounce here, 75 metres from the Bears goal, and just a sense of belief now from these young Bears players to really fight this game out, work for every kick, and just see if they can manufacture something on the scoreboard. Lappin runs the ball out in front of the members.
One guy that's really worked for Carlton is Fraser Brown. He looked like he was doggone halfway through the third quarter. Hands on hips, but he's still going. He's underneath the packs.
Tap forward beautifully. Hughes misses Fletcher. And Ratton, who's done a pretty good job at the moment on Lambert, just quiet him in this important last quarter. So another boundary throw in. Madden towards Brown, brings it back to himself, and then plays along the boundary line and confronts Andrew Hughes. Chest on. So great little byplay there for the veteran.
Being acknowledged by Craig Bradley too.
So his boundary throw in. Taps it down. Lambert underneath it. Ratton right with him. Hughes tries to grab hold of it. Leg first. Brown now stands up in the tackle and gives it away. Hannah goes back to Bradley. Kicks. Champion over the back. Can't control it and out of bounds. So a bit of unproductive play here as Carlton hang on to this lead that they've got and the Bears trying to get something going. So once again the boundary throwing goes in. Kernahan in front. And again another ball up. So the frenetic pace of this game has just started to die off a bit as we go through this 3 or 4 minutes of some stop-start footy. Kernahan's kick smothered. Lambert tries to knock it forward, then comes back the other way. Gowers with a quick kick to Fletcher. Sets up White. White to Ackermanis. Waltzes round the big fella in Madden. Rice sits underneath it, straight through his hands. Falls to McAdam. Closing from 20. From 25 metres out, kicks the goal, much needed by the Bears. Third goal there to Gilbert McAdam. And the Bears, Don, still some sort of chance?
Well, I don't know, Malcolm. I thought maybe when Carlton had the 18-point lead, they still had a show, but then Carlton kicked another one. Spalding's gone off the ground. Manton coming on. But that was class by McAdam. He went off the ground injured earlier. He's come back on, been picked up. 2 former St Kilda teammates, Rice and McAdam.
Blues by 24 points. Gilbert McAdam, 19 possessions, 3 goals. Bartlett in trouble. This is Whitehead. Comes away. Manton introduced late. Still Manton. Held his opponent. Free kick is going to White.
The ground rather treacherous. Both players falling over trying to turn.
White to Buse. Fletcher goes across to Shepherd. More time for Buse. Then he goes inside the 50. Silvani was up. Angles the punch away. It's out of bounds. Just under 9 minutes till full time. And the dream starting to slip away. Of course, the Bombers' hopes of a rest and passage to the preliminary final dimmed as well. The hopes of the West Coast Eagles to go on are looking better. Lappin slips over. A centering kick nevertheless behind, a chance for Boss. Boss about 35 out, pulls it back, not far enough. It's out of bounds on the full.
Merritt hurt himself too after he went for that mark. He's holding his right arm. He's up, but he's trying to disguise it. There he is. He's favouring the right arm. This is where he went down. Oh, do they hurt.
Peter Dean's attack on the ball then was just
fantastic. What about he and Silvani when they both had one mind and punched the ball over the line? Gee, they combined so well, this Carlton back line.
So 24-point margin to Carlton as Silvani kicks it back out wide. Big fellow Madden from behind. Foss trying to carry the ball forward. Chapman misses it off the ground. Sexton up, cleans up. Oh, they share it beautifully here. 5 touches by the Blues. And Whitehead will probably kick a goal now. They're hot. Wobbles it forward and unfortunately let the Carlton team make mistakes down, and yours truly. Great running play though from Carlton.
Great build up there for just a behind. Lepage in the other direction takes off. Running through half back. Goes to the wing. Bartlett's the target. Got hands to it. Finds it on the ground. Still he goes. Feeds it back. The two youngsters combine well. Lepage then lost it. Ackermanis, another youngster. Bond slides in for Carlton.
He's impressive, Bartlett, for a young fellow playing in a very difficult position. Centre half forward. There he is.
He's a willing worker, isn't he?
My word, he's impressive. Got good size about him, and he's prepared to play in front.
Bounce on the wing. Madden. Bond with pace. Bad luck for him. Kept it going initially. Gained about 15 metres. Boundary throw in. 65-90. Carlton in control. There's the time remaining. Manton. Clark, clean possession, dragged down. Ackermanis, quick hands. Fletcher hugs the boundary with the kick. Bartlett willing to get in front again. Hart the loose ball. Hogg in close attendance. Hart will get the free forward at the wing. But time now very much the enemy of the Bears. It'll come back. Played on wide of the mark. Sean Hart. Over 300 kicks this season. He's had a wonderful year. Betted only by Fletcher amongst the Bears. A probing kick, a big leap down there. All to no avail from McIver. McKay comes away. Intelligent kick into the path of this man Brown. He's been a goer all afternoon. Pulls it back towards the 50. Manton's got the ball on his chest. Madden wants it, if you don't mind. Coming across on the angle. Dropping the mark though is Lepage. Hurriedly onto the boot. Foot race on the outer side. Champion comes up to meet it. Hannah, he gets by Hannah. No, he doesn't. Good tackle. Jarred across to McRae. Flicks it across to Champion. Champion off his step. Pulls it back to Voss. He plays on immediately. No time to waste now. To half forward, McIver is up. Knocked away by Sexton. Second chance for McIver. Didn't have the ball. He'll get the free kick.
And McIver plays on onto his left foot. No one in the goal square, but Silvani, as he so often does, reads it beautifully. Looking for shorts, trying to slow this game down a bit. Kernahan out wide by himself. But in the middle is Whitehead, and he actually tricked everyone and kicks it to Bradley on this side.
Right, Fraser Brown's by himself too. No one's picking him up from the Bears.
So just under 6 minutes to go. Craig Bradley had been busy. 23 possessions. Comes down Member's side. Big pack of players. Punch forward. Lambert thought there was a play there, and unfortunately the only one there was the boundary umpire, and he will do the right thing by Craig Lambert and throw it back in so he can have another go at it. So right on centre wing. White. Beautiful tap to Fletcher. Caught. Quick hands in there from Hughes to Lambert, and he's bundled up. And this is really suiting Carlton down to the ground.
Fraser Brown hasn't stopped, has he?
Oh,
31 possessions.
He's been fantastic, Dennis.
There's 4 goals in this quarter to 1, and Robert Walls just waiting for the miracle to happen now. Ratton handballs as he so often does. Brown to himself, and then taps the ball along the boundary line. So the Carlton side gained 20 metres and some seconds, which is now under 5 minutes. David Parker still calling the instructions. Clark taps it back. White can't control it. Manson can to Mackay. Bond with an awkward bounce. Gowers kicks around the corner. In front is Bartlett and marks on centre wing.
Lambert cruising past. Kicks down towards the 50. Silvani, almost a great mark. Kept it in front. Brilliantly done. Dean kept his head to Ratton. Silvani gets by Clark. Silvani inside the 50 now for Carlton. Koutafidis could have been held by the arm. No free kick. Ackermanis gets back to Buse. Nicely done. Gets by Koutafidis. Boots it towards the wing. Bartlett again. Kicks towards half forward. Honouring the lead from McAdam. Oh, brilliant mark. Yes. Superb. Carlton challenged at every level this afternoon. You can't dismiss this victory as it was just the Bears. The Bears have been terrific, but Carlton have been better. Beautiful pass, McIver to Lappin.
Fraser Brown off Dennis, and Clappace come on.
Under 4 minutes.
Done exceptionally well, Fraser Brown. He wanted to stay on, you could see that.
I think so. Lappin. 45-degree angle. Last roll of the dice time here. They live a little longer.
Player with a lot of skill, young Nigel Lappin. Been impressed with a couple of things he's done today. He's just got to get a little bit more consistency in his game. He's got to maintain it for the full game, but as a lot of these fellows here, he's got a big future in front of him.
Can't coach that.
So the Bears trail by 19 points, and Foss from the centre kicks out wide to Darryl White. White honors the lead from Bartlett, picks it up beautifully for a big fella. Back to White, lopes after it. He goes short to McIver, misses him too, and the ball runs out of bounds.
White's hurt himself too, he's limping.
Yeah, some tired players out there now. The last quarter just hasn't been quite the pace of the second and third, as the Bears really challenge this fantastic football team that won 20 games this year. Madden does it like a rover, and then kicks like a mule, and out of bounds on the full. Chapman, no option, just to kick high. Dean punches as he so often does, and aggressively and long. Puts it back in the Grattan direction. Lambert gets him, and 2 minutes 41 seconds to go of the match.
Lambert's hurt himself too, laying that tackle.
Yes, he really just has quietened him a bit. Lambert hasn't played a lot of footy for the year, and after his first 2.5 quarters, which were just sensational.
He does a lot of work, Mackay, watching him around the boundary line, how he bumps his opponent off the ball just prior to the ball coming in. He does it really well, Mackay.
Madden, safety of the boundary line. Akamanis runs there, had plenty of time, and then unloads it very quickly. And Bartlett marks one of the rare
mistakes by Dean.
Yes, indeed. Kicks in the McIver direction, and has got it. So Scotty McIver knows time's up, plays on quickly, out to McRae, and McRae marks. So Craig McRae from Glenelg.
Really has developed as the season's progressed, this young man. High credentials when he played for Glenelg.
So Craig McKay. 26 goals, 28 goals so far this season. It's been a great pickup. Kicks. And just pulls it across, and in fact has missed the lot. So a disappointing finish there from Craig McRae.
Most unlike him. Robert Walls, I think, knows it's gone now. They've been terrific. The margin 19 points. A minute and a half from full time. Hannah goes up in front, knocked away by Clark. And the ball up. Just outside the 50.
A valuable lesson for Carlton, because I think they just didn't go as hard as what they could have, especially early on when they capitalised on their good play. They just cannot underestimate their opponents in finals. As players do lift, especially finals time.
Madden effectively stops the clock, thumps it across the boundary line. So next week, North and West Coast, Essendon and Richmond. Carlton go on to a preliminary final. Geelong did last night. Madden thumps it down. Rice helps the ball on its way. It comes back to him. Plenty of company. He's over the ball. Chapman's got him. Dragged off it. Voss slaps it back in. They're very tired now. Inside the last minute.
Just had a thought, Dennis, that they only beat them by a couple of goals in Princes Park, didn't they? And they've had this terrific run. I think we just might be seeing the two real informed sides. I think you'll have to add Geelong to that. But these two have really been the best performed, haven't they, in the last 2 months?
No doubt about that. McKay Bartlett. Very good last term from him. Champion. Inside the 50. Merritt! Oh! That's not a bad way to call it a career. Oh, right over the top. Roger.
That was unbelievable. He hit his right arm earlier, but look at him get up over the top, get the right. Oh.
A wonderful way to finish off the game. Disappointing perhaps result. Roger Merritt kicks and has kicked the goal. He's got his second and the Bears 12th, and there is the siren at a 13-point margin. I think ironically it was the amount at Princes Park only a few weeks ago. So the Bears certainly not disgraced. Carlton, when it was required in that third quarter, certainly produced something special. Then in the last quarter, it came through ruck work of Madden and Footy's up forward with 3 exciting goals.
So Carlton home by 13 points after they led by 6 points at three-quarter time, 5 at the half and 22 at quarter time.